Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britton.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 290 albums in his Pikes series, and we're going to listen to them
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, box slogs, friends, and bucketheads. This is episode 49 of Gettin' Head.
49.
A Bucketcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm continuing my string of never having anything ready to go for 49.
Are you kidding me? We grew up in the 49th state together. You and me, Spencer.
I mean, that's
the 49th state.
That's a fair point.
That's an easy thing to put. That's the first. I didn't even have to look up the fucking number 49 on Wikipedia this week like I do every week because I'm like, what the fuck is 47? That shit doesn't make any sense. Oh, Star Trek? I'll break that down. But fucking like 49, like
yeah.
Come on, we grew up in Alaska.
That's true.
The 49th state.
It is technically the 49th state.
On like episode 907, which is the area code for like all of Alaska, are you going to be like, God, whoa, what's that?
I got nothing for 907, dude.
I mean, if we're still doing this, like 17 years from now and we're on episode 907, it's going to be a murder-suicide. That's the pact we're making.
Yeah, baby.
That's by like episode 800, I say.
I like 907. Just bring it back to our roots, full circle. You love to see it. That's true. We are from Alaska. I tell people that I'm from Alaska a lot at work, and they're always like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, is it? Like, it's like, not.
It is if you're not from there, but if like... I met people from Alaska, and they're like, oh, I'm from Alaska. And I'm like, me too. And they're like, oh... bummer. I'm like, that's why I'm here. And they're like, yeah, same here. It's like,
I had a really awkward one the other day where I met a woman and I was like, oh yeah, I'm from Alaska. She's like, oh, me too. And I was like, oh, dude, congrats for getting out. And she was like, oh, what do you mean? I love Alaska. Like, I can't wait to go back. And I was like, oh, tremendous yikes. No, I mean, that's like the most problematic thing that you can possibly hear as a person is, I want to live in Alaska.
Yeah. That's like, I voted for Gary Johnson.
Oh, man. Oh, did I ever tell you that in my old neighborhood, there was a guy with a Gary Johnson yard sign?
That's pretty sick.
He put it up in 2015, and he kept it up well after the 2016 election.
Beautiful.
Which you love to see it. That's commitment to some dumbass shit.
That's some real lost cause shit right there.
Yeah. You'll love to see him as a lost cause.
Indeed. What's up with you, Spencer? Good. What's new?
Oh, we're starting with me this time. Okay.
Yeah,
we can do that. Well, quite a few things actually, but really, I just want to tell you about my day today.
Go for it.
I want to tell you about the walk that I went on because 3 very cool things happened to me on my walk today.
Are you talking about a walk or a walk?
I'm talking about a respect walk.
A walk or a walk? Because a wok is something you cook like Asian food in.
No one pronounces wok walk.
You mean walk?
No one, like literally no one, like no one does that.
All right,
anyway, that's not a thing.
Talk about your. I assume it's a walk because
as I said,
is a weird concept.
As I said, respect walk.
Walk.
Yes, as I said, respect walk. During my respect walk, I witnessed 3 things that were quite amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I saw was a dog wearing sunglasses.
Like an actual dog wearing sunglasses?
Like an actual dog wearing sunglasses, yes.
And it was, I assume it was accompanied by a human? Or
It was not on a leash, but it was walking next to a man who was staring at me in a very aggressive and frightening way, or else I would have taken a picture. I guess frightening maybe is the wrong word. I don't really get like stressed out by people in the world, but he was like definitely like staring me the fuck down. Like because I was looking at the dog. I was like looking at the dog in his sunglasses.
You gotta stare.
And
It's a fucking dog in sunglasses.
Yeah.
How are you not gonna be like the fucking dog in sunglasses? What the
Yeah, and he was being so weird that I like didn't take a picture of it, even though I really wanted to. But yeah, the dog was just wearing, and the dog was walking too, and like just wearing sunglasses, and it was fucking sick. I think that should be more of a thing. Like, I like that the dog was okay with wearing sunglasses. I think that's pretty sick. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that. That was the first cool thing that happened.
Cool. Number two.
The number two cool thing that happened to me was I saw Local Slash today.
Oh, I see Local Slash like every time I come to you district.
Talking about.
There is so there's this guy.
So I took a picture of him. He's
maybe can send me that picture and I will use it for the cover for the episode.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
yes.
so everyone can see a week and a couple days from now, Local Slash. Show it on the screen for everybody.
Local legend.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. So this guy is a dude who obviously like wears a leather like top hat
and a leather vest too.
He's at every local punk show and a lot of local metal shows.
And like
too.
as you can see, like he's got the like spiked armband.
Yeah,
I'm not talking into the mic. Spiked armband. And he wears like aviator sunglasses. I call him Local Slash. Like there's no other name.
Everyone calls him Local Slash.
There is no other name for him. But every time I see him, it's like seeing like a leprechaun or a gnome or something. It's like, it's magical, it's beautiful, and you're glad to witness nature.
You've been blessed by the Local Slash.
That's how I feel. And I was like, oh, my day is going to be so good if I maybe listen to a Guns N' Roses guitar solo later. But it's funny because of the spiked armband, he's like war metal Slash, which is like a whole new realm of problematic, but like potentially awesome.
Do you think he has like a 4D printed diaper?
Whoa. Wait. 4D meaning it encompasses time?
No,
it's a time diaper?
No, meaning it's printed on all four sides.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so four-sided. Yeah, four-sided. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Long sleeve, four-sided.
Long sleeve diaper.
Or no, it's a four-sided onesie. Like you got. That's pretty good. That'd be pretty good. So witnessing Local Slash is always good.
Yeah. Number 3. Countdown. So
the number 3 most awesome thing that I saw on my walk today is I had to go to the hardware store to pick up. You can actually see it over there. It's basically like a converter for like a 2-prong plug to a 3-prong plug because it includes like the grounding thing. And I needed to do that so I could plug in some shit. So I went to go pick up one of those from the hardware store, and I was waiting in line, and the guy at there was only one guy working there, and they were playing like kind of upbeat, like trancey type music in the place, and it was very obvious that like this is not Ace Hardware music. This is like they're playing some kind of like DJ mix or like electronic music, but the dude that was working there was like this older guy. He's probably in his like mid to late 40s. Bald, short hair, like hunched over, wearing a mask incorrectly. Just looks like a blue collar gentleman. It looks like a guy who would work at an Ace Hardware for sure. So he's doing it, and I was kind of like halfway listening because I had like the noise canceling earbuds in, and like I paused my music, but I could still hear the like the bass drum kicking, and I was like just kind of nodding my head to it while I was checking out, and he was like, "You like this kind of music?" And I was like, sure, man. I like all kinds of music. And he was like, okay, well, I got something for you. I need you to look it up. And I was like, okay.
Loving this already.
And he was like, here, type this into YouTube. And he like spells a word for me. And I was like, okay, sure, man. I was listening to the Pikes on my earbuds, so I was listening to that on YouTube, so I didn't want to type it into YouTube. So I was like, I opened my notes and I typed it down. He's like, oh, what'd you do? Did you type it into your notes? And I was like, yep. And he was like, read that back to me. How'd you spell it? And I was like, this is getting real weird, but okay. So I read it back to him, and then he was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I make this kind of stuff. This is what I do. So I'm getting some big airplay right now. I'm getting, shared in a lot of different places. But yeah, I've got these mixed compilations up on YouTube. and then just like gives me the pitch for his like YouTube trance music. And this was like the last dude I would have expected. He looked like a fucking electrician. Like I was like not expecting this dude to like pitch me his like trance YouTube channel at Ace Hardware.
Fucking so like every fucking shitty DJ has a service job that they use as like a way to promote themselves, and I hate it.
I know.
Have we
I
talked
know.
before on the show about Messy Jesse?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Messy Jesse was this clerk at the local grocery store QFC in
nice.
Kirkland, around where I live.
Quality Food Center, for those wondering the acronym.
And the way I knew he went by Messy Jesse is he always had this giant truck in the parking lot that was lifted, and it said in huge stickers on the back window, it said Messy Jesse Dubstep.
Oh, that rules. That rules. Did it have like his like Instagram handle and stuff?
No. But when you went inside, and if you were in his line, if he thought you looked cool, he would definitely tell you about it.
Oh, that rules.
And he never recognized me for some reason, and so he would always just like recommend it to me. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Did you ever check it out? You check out his dubstep?
Oh yeah, of course I checked out his dubstep.
You did. Like, wow, could you not?
It's dog shit dubstep.
What dubstep isn't?
Yeah, that's a good question. But this is just like me and my brother listened to it because both of us were like preyed on by this guy.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, interesting that your brother would be, because like I'm not saying your brother isn't cool, but he's not the same kind of cool that you are.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He's not like a hey. You look like a rocker.
Yeah,
like
definitely
no one's ever said that to him.
Yeah, except when he was wearing the Manowar shirt.
Yeah, which was awesome.
So amazing.
I found that shirt again, so I have that shirt back in my life.
The next time Beck is here, we need to make him wear the shirt.
I need to just give that shirt to Beck. I need to send that to him as like his next like a Christmas present or something.
Yes. The in-joke for anybody that's wondering is we made Britain's very, very not metal brother wear a Manowar shirt and go to a party with a bunch of metal dudes once, and it was endless hilarity for us because Beck doesn't know anything about metal, and all these metal dudes were like, "Oh, sick fucking shirt," because he's wearing like a vintage Manowar shirt. So of course that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
and like, and he's just like hamming it up and like pretending to know what's up. It was very funny.
yeah. You'd be like, "Yeah, dude, they're awesome."
Yeah,
like,
rock and roll.
Like, obviously, you don't belong here, buddy, but
it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. Have you ever told the story on here about the bathroom attendant at the strip club?
Yeah, that's on an episode.
Okay.
That's I think that's on the Ayush episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay, I forgot about that.
Which I have been told by several people it's our best episode.
Nice. That was a very fun episode. We'd love to see it. Shout out to Ayush.
Yes. Yeah.
So, anyways, that was what I saw on my walk today.
Love
what's new with you, Britt?
Not a whole lot. As we know, I'm very into wrestling.
Yes,
and
we know.
Recently,
we know so well.
we do. So I went to some local wrestling last week, and I'm going to be going to some local wrestling this week.
Excellent.
I went and saw a local wrestling promotion called SOS Wrestling, which is like. It's they're marketing it as like Survivor meets wrestling, and it's really fun, really stupid. But I'd recommend, if it's safe, if your area isn't experiencing like crazy COVID or anything right now, if it's mask mandatory, if you're vaccinated, all that good shit, go see some local wrestling. It's so fun.
That's rad.
It's so fun.
Tell me what makes local wrestling fun.
I mean, just being there and like, if you go to a big wrestling event, I've been to a couple WWE events. They're fun. But there's like, I don't know, they're not great. They're not, because you're so far away from the action.
True.
And
unless
so,
you're paying
like,
the big bucks.
Right, exactly.
Get up close.
And so, exactly. So like watching it on TV kind of has more impact because you actually like see all these like really cool things happen like directly in front of you. Because like part of the charm to wrestling is like, being able to see people do like physically crazy things to each other.
That's true.
And safely.
I mean, that's the whole appeal of wrestling mostly. Well, I mean, there's like the ongoing meta story that people get into.
There's storylines in good wrestling, but like, some people, casual wrestling fans, just like, fun action. And, so going to local wrestling, you're never going to be more than like 50 feet from the ring. And so I got up, like, even though there was seated stuff and I only had a general admission ticket, I was probably like 15 feet away from the ring at most. And so, like, you know, if the wrestlers like spit water out or something, I'd get water on me, shit like that.
Cool.
It's like,
you love that wrestler spit water, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, they didn't actually do that because of COVID and everything.
So bands do that a lot where they'll like take drinks of water and like spit it onto the crowd.
It's a little weird.
It's pretty weird. I mean, I thought it was weird back in the day,
like,
but like it's extra like
horrifying
now.
Post-COVID, I don't think anyone
yeah.
should do that.
No, never, ever do that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's super weird.
Yikes. There's a lot of local Alaska bands that would do shit like that, you know?
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're real cool.
Yeah.
We're like, rock stars do this. I saw Alexi Liejo spit in the air and eat his loogie. I'm going to do that.
That's maybe a thing.
Yeah, no, like in like a couple Children of Bodom videos, he like spits in the air and then like catches it in his mouth, and you're like,
that's gross.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of impressive to watch.
Yeah, like why do you have that skill, bro?
Exactly. Like he spent time like
to develop that.
Can I do this?
Is this going to be possible? Can I replicate this?
Yeah, but why would you?
I want to show the world this. This is important.
But yeah, so fucking wrestling, dog. That's what I've been into.
Anyways, Britt, can you hit us with a bucket fact?
I would love to hit you with a bucket fact.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
So today we're gonna go over a bucket fact I've kind of struggled with. Mm-hmm. Today we're gonna discuss Big D.
Oh, I thought we weren't gonna talk about this.
So I thought about it. I think there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this, and I'm going to do it the right way here.
All right.
It's an interesting subject that I think definitely contributes a lot to Buckethead, and he has left clues and hints about it within his music that are very public. And so I'm going to discuss those things, and I'll talk about it. I'll explain more exactly what I'm talking about because this is very cryptic as I go.
Yes.
So Big D first appears publicly in Buckethead's universe during a 2005 performance he did for PBS Soundstage. Mm-hmm. She is a tall, elaborately costumed woman whose name briefly appears in a title before she hands Buckethead his nunchucks.
Nice.
We know she was in Buckethead's orbit a while before this, though, as Travis Dickerson claims she came up with some of the titles and concepts for Buckethead's 2004 album Population Override. But according to some information whose source I can't necessarily reveal, they've known each other since the 90s.
Okay.
So she is thereafter seen occasionally on tour with Buckethead, dancing and doing performance art to his music for the next few years off and on. The next time we see her explicitly mentioned is on Buckethead's 2009 album, A Real Diamond in the Rough, on the track Big D's Touch.
Oh.
Yeah, which led the Buckethead world to believe that perhaps Big D and Buckethead had a more intimate relationship.
Okay. That's a given.
Mm-hmm. The most recent time we see her publicly with Buckethead is during his 2016 tour, dancing to Soothsayer at his Los Angeles performance. Mm-hmm. So at that point, they have known each other for at least almost 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a very scarily good researcher.
Okay.
Like,
We're not too
if I was a stalker, I would be the best at it.
Oh, you're such a good stalker, Britt.
Thankfully,
you'd be such a good stalker, Britt.
Thankfully,
I say that about you all the time. That's how I'm like, this is my friend, Britt.
I know you've apparently. I've been told you've described me to the police that way several times.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say
sometimes your tips aren't so anonymous, Spenser.
Well, sometimes your tips are frosted.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Just the tips. So I went down a rabbit hole researching and trying to find out more about Big D, and I not only found the person themselves, their identity, but some more information attached to both her and Buckethead than I really ever thought I would. Most of, not all of it, is public.
Are you using like the phone number reverse lookup
I'm using a lot of different tools.
Yeah, you can get a startling amount of information about
just based
someone
on public records.
Just based on their fucking phone number.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. But I would not encourage anyone to do this because you will eventually like hit a brick wall unless you're a literal stalker. And if you are, I implore you to get psychological help and stop listening to the show because it's not going to help your mental state.
No, it's not. No.
So I was entirely unsure what to do with all the info that I found or if I should even approach it. So I reached out to my friend Natternet, who is the world's foremost Buckethead researcher.
True. And shout out to Natternet.
Hell yeah. Love you, dude. And asked him if he was familiar with the story. Mm-hmm. He knows basically exactly what I researched up to at this point, and also refuses to elaborate any further or do any kind of video on the subject. He does very popular Buckethead videos on YouTube, and he said no to that. So he asked me what I was doing with this research, and so I'm going to kind of read you what I told him here. I told him, I'm researching more than anything for context, the words between the lines and the silence between the notes, the messages that Buckethead shares about what he's willing to say about his life or separate lives, if you will. Mm-hmm. Uncovering the codes without having to explain them fully, really, is kind of what I'm after.
This is getting real mystical,
man.
There
is, in my opinion, a very bold line between Buckethead and Manley Carrol, and that is a line in my research that I kind of refuse to cross. Not only to maintain his mystery, but to respect the art or component of his art that is his anonymity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I researched to explain the mask, not to remove it.
Hell yeah.
So, inasmuch, I decided to approach this story from kind of a more mystical and a number of question marks, because there are so many question marks in this story that
truly
we'll never know, and we never should, maybe
not.
But inasmuch, Natternet once described Big D is Buckethead's main squeeze, and I think that's a great way to put it.
You think they're married?
I don't know. Could be. There's a lot of possibilities. They've known each other for 20 years. I don't know if they still associate with each other for certain. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks that I got partial answers to, I'll say.
Well,
and so I sincerely don't know what they are to each other now. I know in some capacity how they have been before.
Some mysteries.
So many mysteries.
Bucket facts.
We listened to 3 more fucking Pikes this week, baby.
Yeah, we did.
Pike 145, 146, and 147. They're going to be Kareem's footprint, caricature, and popcorn shells, respectively.
Hell yeah. We love to see it. We love to listen to Pikes. That's what we're here to do.
Hey. And even if we don't love it, we have to. We're forced to. Oh, gotta do the old window close. Pike 145, Kareem's Footprint, released on June 9th, 2015, just 3 days after the previous Pike Scream Sunday.
3 days. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What an interesting Pike.
What an interesting Pike. Before we go into it, let's talk about the cover and the everything, the title, all that. So the cover is an image from Bruce Lee's final and unfinished film, Game of Death, the one where he's wearing the iconic yellow jumpsuit that was later given an homage in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill series. In the film, Bruce Lee fights Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was one of his students at the time, and Kareem kicks him in the chest, leaving a giant footprint on his yellow jumpsuit, which is shown on the cover to this album.
Indeed it is.
And I just want to point out, we have actually encountered another reference to Game of Death in a previous Pike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in Pike 88, Red Pepper Restaurant, It's a reference to Game of Death as the Red Pepper restaurant is 5 levels. He fights people at the top of this Red Pepper restaurant. In Game of Death.
I remember when we were talking about that one, you said that like we were talking about what it would be a soundtrack to, and you were like, "Oh, to like an actual red pepper restaurant where you eat all these things with red pepper in them." And I was like, "That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life."
Yeah, I love the idea of a 5-level red pepper restaurant.
That's called a Chili's.
That's well, they have ribs. They have ribs there.
Oh man. You know, I think about Chili's a lot, actually, because in Alaska, I used to go there a lot with my mom and my brother. And I remember one time I went there with my mom and I say my brother's my cousin. We're close, whatever. Well, I went with my mom and my cousin's girlfriend and my cousin's girlfriend's dad.
You already told this story on the podcast.
Did I really?
Yeah, you told this on episode 4 or 5 or something. It's one of the earlier episodes, but you've definitely told this story.
Okay, good.
About the dog. We have a full part. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. All right. It's established history. Suffice it to say, Chili's is a storied and, historically important restaurant, along with both TGI Fridays and Applebee's, which are all the same restaurant.
What about Ruby Tuesdays?
I've never been to a Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, it's it tastes like the Rolling Stones song it's named after.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang that sign on you? I hate that song so much.
Yeah.
I hate the Rolling Stones. They're real garbage.
Yeah, they have a bunch of songs in the top 500 songs of all time. I don't know if you know this, but like they're actually pretty good, okay? According to the magazine named after them, all right?
Perfect. So this album was pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. It's got a bunch of cool bass in it. Like he does like a bunch of slap into bass.
Yeah, there's like
fun.
3 songs out of 5 that are pretty much all bass.
And that's fun. That's fun when he does that. I feel like the electronic drums in this one like kind of detract from the more metal parts in it because it's just strange.
Right. So for all 3 of these albums, he actually uses like a lot of the same drum samples.
Yes, correct.
And they're these really heavy, like very saturated, very like present in your face fucking drums.
They're kind of like EDM drums.
Yeah, they're definitely EDM drums, and sometimes
but they're not programmed like EDM drums. They're programmed just like a regular drum kit, which is not bad. It's just it's not my favorite sound in the world.
It's almost like a full EDM sample set, except like he's also got a real kick in there
and toms.
Yeah,
there's like a bunch of toms, but like the snare and the hats. Yeah. And all that stuff are very fake sounding.
I would definitely say like my least favorite part of probably all 3 of these albums was the drum sound.
I would agree with that.
I liked all 3 of these Pikes to some degree.
Yeah.
But that was like,
So this one I liked the most because of its like weirdness, because like the songs where it was just bass and drums, those were really cool songs. And I liked the weird bass playing, like that was cool. This one felt a little bit more avant-garde than the other 2. Yeah. Which I liked about it.
I actually wanted to point out on the very first song, actually the whole album starts out with a bass tapping part, which I don't know if he's done a bass tapping part before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he might have, but it hasn't been as apparent as the beginning of this album, and I really, really like that.
Me too.
Yeah, there were actually
the first song on this record. Actually, I think is one of if not the strongest songs. I think it's the strongest song on the record.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's because you don't have time to get like tired of the drums yet.
Yeah, that's true. And the drums do wear on you.
Yeah, these drums do I think work best when he's just doing bass and drums because they kind of make sense in that context because the bass he's doing is usually a lot of slapping and it's very heavily enveloped and sometimes a little overdriven, and so it kind of almost sounds like it could be some kind of sample they're using in EDM or some shit. But when he's doing the guitar stuff, it takes you out of it a little bit more, and you're like, I kind of wish you had real drums.
Ain't that the truth?
There's a lot of references to Game of Death in this album, though.
Tell me, name the references, Brett.
I'm surprised.
Number 1.
I'm surprised it's not in your bucket facts because I posted them on YouTube a couple days ago.
I saw that. Yeah. I don't. That can't be in the statements from the Bucket Void.
No,
we can't have bucket facts spill over. Yeah, we can't influence the Bucket Void.
That's true. I do try to influence the Bucket Void, but not your Bucket Void. overall...
The greater cultural bucket void.
Yes. Wow, we are in a cultural bucket void, aren't we?
Yeah, we live in a bucket void.
Anyway, I'm going to point these ones out real quick.
Please
So
do.
Kareem's Footprint, track 1, obvious what it is. Track 2 is called Insanto Kali Master. So Kali is the Filipino martial art of fighting with 2 sticks.
Yes, correct.
Martial artist Dan Inosanto fought Bruce Lee with Kali sticks in Game of Death.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Track 4 is called Fake Beard Fight on Macau.
Okay.
So the revised version of Game of Death, because Bruce Lee died in the middle of filming it, it only uses 11 minutes and 7 seconds of footage from the original Game of Death. And so the vast majority of the film, the role of Billy Lowe, which was Bruce Lee's original role, was shared by Korean Taekwondo master Kim Tae-jong and Hong Kong martial arts actor Yuen Bao, and was voiced by Chris Kent. The plot of the film allowed Kim and Yuen to spend spend a lot of the time of film in disguises, usually involving fake beards and large dark sunglasses that obscured the fact that they didn't really look like Bruce Lee at all. So, and then Macau is a location in which they filmed and had a fight.
Nice.
So yeah, and then the last song, Get Going Fella, is just a line from the script, straight out of the script.
Nice.
Yeah.
We love to see it. Thanks for doing that research.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's pretty rad. I'll have to watch that film. I've never seen it.
Don't.
Okay.
So I mean, it's Bruce Lee's last film, and he died in the middle of filming.
How did Bruce Lee die? I don't know.
He took the wrong medication.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a medication allergy, basically.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, fucking the toughest guy alive dies from a fucking medication. Yeah, it's terrible tragedy.
And then people wonder why they shouldn't eat horse paste.
You wonder. You know.
Yeah.
It's
you hate to fucking see it.
If your doctor prescribes you ivermectin, fine, great, whatever. That's between you and your doctor.
Yeah, but take like the human formulated version, not the horse paste, you dumbass.
If you take horse paste, you're a fucking oh my god. The whole album was pretty good. I thought this was a really good bass album in general.
Yeah, a good bass album. Yeah.
He plays around a lot with bass. Not too much of a guitar album.
Yeah.
You know, there's only one guitar solo on the whole album.
That's
track
true,
4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. Obviously, this is a recut soundtrack to Game of Death.
Yeah. I could agree with that. I also said it could go to like a big yellow Bruce Lee themed ride.
Yeah, it could. That would work too.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Rock and roll.
Yeah. Pike 46.
146.
146. Caricature.
The best out released?
June 11th, 2015, just 2 days after Kareem's
Footprint.
Yeah.
All 3 of these Pikes within 2 days of each other. Like it's like 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. 6 days, he released 3 Pikes.
Caricature is the best album title we have seen so far.
So it might actually be a reference to the Brack show.
That was a YouTube comment I saw.
So in an episode called Bully, Brack runs a caricature stand. And there's actually like a picture of Meatwad on there from a different cartoon.
A different cartoon. Yeah. That's awesome. I hope it is, because like I could see Buckethead really vibing with some of that stuff, like Space Ghost and Brack Show and Aqua Teen. Like I could see him being into things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope that he is.
Yeah, he's quirky.
He's quirky.
I mean, I feel like it kind of goes like comedy cartoons go hand in hand with like listening to Primus, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, like adult comedy cartoons.
I mean,
especially.
like Primus literally does the theme song for one of the most popular of those.
Oh, and the most popular cartoon probably of all time.
The Simpsons.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the one that people still watch. the
Wait,
one with most lasting.
Wait, hold on. Is The Simpsons still on? I thought it got canceled.
No, it's on like season 30.
It definitely got canceled. Did they uncancel it?
They tried to cancel like a decade ago because the like contract negotiations.
Because like obviously they should cancel it.
Yeah, because it's fucking dog shit and has been since season 12. But yeah,
hate to see it. But South Park's still fucking going. They're on like season like 27, 28 or something.
Yeah, dude,
by now.
They're still hit and miss. Yeah.
Very hit or miss. Like they had that season a few years ago that was real funny
with,
and good.
PC Principal.
Yeah,
that was so good.
That was good and funny. And I remember like actually for the first time in like a decade, people in my life being like, yo, you should watch South Park. It's pretty good. And I watched a season of it, and I was like, oh, South Park's pretty good. And then they started the next season, and I was like, oh, South Park's not good anymore. And I stopped fucking watching South Park. Anyways, Pike 146, Caricature.
Yeah. It's
great.
So
it's pretty fun.
It's divided into 8 tracks called C Ret 1 through C Ret 8. It's one of those ones where he just kind of phones it in on naming the titles, which is whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But all of these tracks are seamless. They run into one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would you think about this guy?
I thought it was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like kind of standard funky Buckethead.
Yeah.
That being said, the like noisy grungy parts reminded me a little bit of like 90s FPS music, specifically like Trent Reznor's work on Quake. It like reminded me of that a little bit because of the drums. Because the drums are so like mechanical sounding by virtue of them being like so like sample centric. And so like that coupled with like noisy guitar stuff, like I don't know, it's not super similar, but it's a similar kind of a vibe.
Yeah, it's like it's like a funked up Quake soundtrack.
Yes, definitely funked up.
Much funkier, but yeah, I get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty strong, maybe a little stronger than the previous one. The previous one's a little bit more avant-garde, whereas this one's a little bit more cohesive.
This one feels much more Buckethead.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more like the previous offerings, but that's actually what I really liked about Kareem's footprint is it was very different from the other ones.
I liked that too. Yeah.
But no, this one was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked it. Funky, alt metal-y, had the electronic drums again over all of it, same ones he had in the last one, which are pretty cool. Cool. But, I wish mix it up a little more, little bit more involved drum programming is what I like on these Pikes. So that was just all right.
It was just all right.
Where do you think this bad boy would go in the park?
Obviously some kind of something that is equal parts like noisy and funky. So like a balloon animal stand. I don't know.
So I was thinking it should just go to a caricature stand where like there's like a guy who does caricatures because they have those at Disneyland and they'll draw you with your favorite Disney character.
But he draws you as a carrot.
Bingo. Or draws you with a carrot.
No, what? With a carrot? No, as a carrot. Come on.
No, because the carrot dude is obviously like one of the characters at Buckethead Land.
Okay.
There's a big dude that's just a carrot.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. That's very on brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Right. Yeah. I hope you get where I'm coming from.
I do. I'm following.
No,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But also, on the cover of it, there is like a giant telescope with a whole bunch of rides in it. So this could also, maybe he's intending this for like a lookout point at Buckethead Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see it. Yeah. I could see it.
Pike 147. Popcorn shells.
Another good name with a pocket full of popcorn shells.
Yeah. Released on June 13th, 2015, just 2 days after Caricature.
Two. There we go.
This one is divided into 3 different tracks, all very different from each other.
Yes.
All pretty cool songs.
I actually thought this one was pretty strong.
Yeah,
overall.
I'd say maybe this one's probably my top Pike of the week.
I would say, this one's the most cohesive, and also like the parts that he does here that sound like the other 2 Pikes sound more cohesive here, and and it's more aggressive than the previous 2, I think, as well.
Fair.
Not that it's necessarily like super metal, but like he does stuff that like sounds kind of like metal, but with sounds that you wouldn't hear in metal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. That's fun. That's different. Definitely different. But it's cool. A lot of interesting sounds in this one.
Yeah. And
textures.
Another song 2 in here is another all bass and drum song.
Yes,
correct. Which is pretty cool.
We love those. Like there's that one Pike that's a whole album of that, and I forget which one it is. But
it was a couple episodes ago. I think we listened to it with Chibs. Yeah.
Yes, we did. We did
Chibs.
That was on our episode with Chibs.
Yeah. That was like the best album of that week, but it was still just all
bass and drums,
which I thought was pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty cool too.
It was a little like if that's your first time listening to Buckethead, or you've only heard him play guitar before, that album will make you go. Yeah.
for sure.
Popcorn shells.
Popcorn shells.
Yeah.
Dude. It's soundtrack to the greater popcorn universe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the popcorn stands at Buckethead Land. They all play this. The kitchen where they make the like fancy ornate popcorn to go in the popcorn tins that they sell at the gift card, or sorry, at the gift shop. Like they also listen to this when they make that.
Oh yeah, or like a kettle corn booth.
Kettle corn as well.
Like, have you ever been to like the kettle corn thing they have at like the farmers market? They have one of those.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, where they have the big kettle. And
yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna make some kettle corn for us after this. Yeah,
love kettle corn.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking good. Yeah,
sick.
Producer's note: Spenser never made us any kettle corn. You owe me some kettle corn, bitch. Now, back to the show.
No, for sure. Speaking of which, what's your favorite kind of popcorn? You like a salty, a sweet and salty?
That's a good question. I mean, it depends. Like hot or cold popcorn.
Oh, that's a really good question.
Because
I guess you can have a different pick for either.
Yeah.
So what about hot?
So for hot, I definitely like the classic, like butter, like lots of butter.
So like a savory
butter, salt.
popcorn.
Yeah. For cold, I go back and forth. I really love a good like white cheddar
The
jalapeno.
cheesy popcorn's really good.
Yeah. But also, like caramel corn, kettle corn, great corns.
You love to see them. Yeah. You know what's my favorite corn? Is the one that's on your suspenders there.
Oh,
the corn
that's
band
a good
logo
point. Yes,
that's
corn,
on your suspenders.
Yeah. Corns follow the leader. Probably my favorite corn, actually.
That's a pretty good corn. I would say probably my favorite corn as well. What a classic banger. Yeah. We love to see it.
I like Issues. Issues is good, too. And Life is Peachy has a couple of good songs.
I like Life is Peachy. I think
I don't like it nearly as much as most people do.
So I like it because it's super raw sounding.
It's very proto new metal.
It's so weird. It's obviously it's obvious that to me when I listen to it that like this is weird music made by weird meth head kids, and it's fucking weird. So hot popcorn, you want a savory popcorn. Cold popcorn, you like a savory popcorn. Are you still going with savory or are you going for sweet?
God, it really depends on my mood, I'd say. Like,
it's not like an answer.
If I have to have one, I'm going to go, because I have the savory popcorn hot, I'd have to go with a sweet one cold. So I'd go with like an actual caramel corn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. How about you?
Me, I like a hot, when it comes to hot popcorn, I do want a savory popcorn. The more savory, the more of that fake butter, the better. That's what I want. I actually like to go to the restaurant supply store and buy the fake butter that they use at the movie theaters.
Beautiful.
It's like there's a particular brand of it that you can buy. It's made by like Jiffy, I think, but it's like
all hydrogenated oil.
It's literally just hydrogenated soybean oil and artificial flavor. That's all it is.
Love it.
Yeah. So you take that, you pour a bunch of that shit on there, and then you put MSG on top of that. Oh my God. And some nutritional yeast. Fuck. It'll fuck you up, dude. That shit's awesome.
Yeah. That'll fucking give you a heart attack. Love it.
Yeah. What can you do? I mean, I guess you could not
eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. But also it's fucking good. So don't kink shame me. Okay.
All right.
Anyways, for hot, I'm going to go with something like that. For cold, I mean, like I do like a cheesy popcorn, but I'm definitely going to say like a kettle corn is totally acceptable cold. I love a hot kettle corn when you can get a fresh kettle corn. It's great.
Love it.
But also like a cold kettle corn, not savory, doesn't make sense. But like a cold kettle corn is great. Room temperature kettle corn, it's great. Chocolate popcorn is fucking amazing.
I don't even think. You know what's the shit?
Tell me.
Is when you go to Cinemark, the half and half chocolate popcorn and butter popcorn. That's the ultimate hot popcorn, my
God.
bro.
That is the
ultimate hot popcorn.
There's this place in Seattle. What the fuck is that movie theater? Cinerama, yeah. It's Cinerama, this movie theater in Seattle. They make this special like chocolate glazed popcorn, and they also make traditional popcorn. But you can just get them half and half.
And that's so much better
than
either of them on their own.
So much better than either of them on their own. It's so fucking good. Yeah, I highly recommend that. Oh, you get the savory. It's like eating a chocolate bar where it's like has like pretzels in it. So good. Love a pretzel in a chocolate.
Hell yeah.
Chocolate covered pretzels in general.
Love them. Yogurt covered, anything covered pretzels.
Yeah. Like my favorite film, Mallrats. Chocolate covered pretzel. Is anybody interested in a chocolate covered pretzel? It's not my favorite film. I'm only doing that to fuck with Britt.
So when I used to work in Capitol Hill, there was this car always parked on the street with a mall rat sticker that said,
No.
"Can I offer you a chocolate pretzel?"
No!
I'm
No!
not fucking with you.
Why would you choose that of
And
all
it was
the things?
just like, just knowing they had that on their car, tell me what car they had.
a Geo Metro.
Close.
Prius.
It was a Chevy. It was like a mid-90s Chevy, like two-door. It was just a piece of shit. Like the biggest piece of shit.
I wasn't aware that piece of shit was an option.
Piece of shit isn't.
I definitely would have chosen piece of shit.
General piece of shit car.
What about okay, that doesn't work. I tried to make a joke. I was thinking like piece of shit, but like a pizza pun, like pizza shit, but then that's another thing. You know, that happens when you eat too much pizza or bad pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like some people say that there's no bad pizza, but there's definitely bad pizza. Like I've had fucking bad pizza. Like come on, I've eaten fucking Little Caesars. I've eaten a lot of Little Caesars. That's
some Little Caesars is great.
I mean, it's bad, but it is great. Like
it is great.
It's bad and great in the same way that like the popcorn I was talking about is bad and great.
I would actually say, in general, Little Caesars pizza is better than Domino's.
Yeah,
Domino's is like the dog shittiest pizza you can get.
People really like Domino's. Like I
don't get it.
I play Magic with this group of people from my work, and they order Domino's every single time we play.
I mean, the one thing about Domino's is like it is the most customizable pizza you can get, and like since you can order it online, there is like no shame in your pizza order.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I really appreciate about like modern technology is that like I can be as fucking specific as I want through the app. And I actually, so to a point where I will choose to order from a place where I can order through an app over calling in an order, even if I have to pay more, because I just want it to be, I don't want to tell a person what I want. Like, I just don't want to do it. There's a sense of shame there and the sense of like, they're not going to get this right, even though I'm being very clear about what it is I want.
Right.
Like, I just want to put it in text.
Yeah, because that way, if they get it wrong, you can be like, "Hey,"
like it says right here, it's supposed to.
Yeah, and so I totally get because I mean, there's so much fucking. We got a comment. It looks like.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it later.
Okay.
Statements from the Bucket Void. There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
that'll be.
Yeah,
great. You're gonna outsource your work there.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Do you want to take a trip, Spencer?
I absolutely do.
Into the Bucket Void.
Statements from the Bucket Void.
Oh
my God!
Oh my God, we're here. We're here. Britt, we're here.
We're here.
Can you believe it? I love to see it.
Gere.
We're here like Richard Gere, like that Richard Gere rumor. You know, we out here doing that. This is the part of the show where we like to talk about the comments that people are leaving out there in the world, out there on the underbelly of society, which is YouTube specifically, but not always YouTube. Sometimes it's other stuff. There were some pretty good comments on that Rolling Stone list, by the way. Like I looked at those. It was a lot of boomers complaining about the lack of like Guns N' Roses, which is dumb and funny.
I mean, honestly, like, was there no Guns N' Roses on there?
I think they were on there, but I don't know.
Because like Sweet Child of Mine belongs on there. That's a good song. That's a good ass song.
Sure.
That's
sure.
I mean, if you're gonna give U2 eight fucking songs,
don't give U2 a song. Obviously, like that's the
like
I
put like With or Without You in the late 400s, maybe.
Yeah, they should have just put like fucking a Big Country on there because they're just good U2.
Oh, that's a good point.
So yeah, Big Country.
Or a fucking Echo and the Bunnymen is a better U2.
Oh, Echo and the Bunnymen, they're a little gothy. They're a little gothier than YouTube ever got, or U2 ever got.
So there was actually a big rivalry between those two back in the day because Echo and the Bunnymen like accused them of like stealing their thing.
Okay.
So they're actually like known as the competing bands.
They're haters. Okay.
Echo and the Bunnymen they definitely became much gothier though.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, speaking of gothier, YouTube user Dick Charvel, great name.
Oh, love Dick Charvel. We've talked to them before.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to Dick Charvel a few times this Bucket Void. Says 3 years ago, go Bucky.
Go Bucky. Hell yeah. I think they've said that before. I think someone said that before.
It's weird hearing people refer to Buckethead as Bucky. I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That's one you don't see on the serious Buckethead forums. Also,
Yeah.
I signed up for the serious Buckethead forum recently.
Oh no! What is the serious Buckethead forum?
It's definitely the deepest of the Bucket forums.
Oh man!
It's the one that the Facebook page Buckethead.tk is associated with.
Oh, there's still .tk is still an available domain?
I don't know if it is, because if you actually go to Buckethead.tk, it doesn't redirect you.
Because you remember .tk,
oh,
right?
yes.
Like,
I had several. Do you remember DTRM.tk?
Yeah, and SanityBeware.tk.
Oh, yeah.
So if you aren't familiar with .tk was a free domain service back in the day.
And it was
no longer exists, I don't think.
It was based in like some obscure nation. I think it was like Tonga or something.
I think it was Tonga. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like some weird nation like got their own domain designation,
and
they're
then
just like,
decided to make it free.
Yeah, you can fucking have this. What are we gonna do with it? So.
And that was crazy. So like, if you were putting weird shit out onto the internet in like 2004, 2005, it was. And you didn't want to pay any money because you were a teenager. .tk was a really cool way to like have a somewhat legit looking website, and like it was pretty cool. I remember hosting mine through AngelFire, which was free.
Did you do AngelFire, GeoCities?
So I did AngelFire, and then like I would just route my .tk domain to like AngelFire. There was probably some kind of like data harvesting thing they were doing with that. It was too shady. There was something fucking going on there.
So, super interesting. There's a project recently to like, this person's trying to like restore old GeoCities.
Oh yeah.
Got, like,
I heard about that.
There's a great, I think 99% Invisible.
Yeah, I listened to that episode. Yeah,
it's super fascinating.
Yeah, big recommend from the Gettin Head podcast. If you haven't listened to 99% Invisible, you should. Great fucking podcast.
I would highly recommend starting with the episode about Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh my god,
it is the most fascinating hour and a half of your life.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good.
That episode. God, that episode's
I've listened to it 3 times.
It's so fucking amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, like it keeps going and it keeps going, and you're like, oh my god,
it's an amazing treatise on how no art is truly original.
Yes,
it's
pretty great. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. YouTube user KC Beast says 1 week ago.
Oh wow!
A very recent comment.
The only person besides me.
Yeah, good point. Says, I can listen to Buckethead all day and night and all my life. I wish work wouldn't get in the way of listening to Buckethead, but I got to work so I can have a place to jam to Buckethead.
Yeah, that's all fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's capitalism.
Yeah, if we lived in a truly communist system, I would have the job of jamming out to Buckethead all day.
That's true. You would.
I feel like I am the most qualified.
You're pretty qualified to that.
In a true meritocracy, I think I would be the Buckethead jammer.
Going off of that scene...
Actually, maybe Cody Cooper. I don't know. We might have to fight for it.
Y'all would have to like literally
she's
fight
fierce.
for it. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. She's a bona fide bot.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
YouTube user Frankincensed 4 years ago, in the same kind of vein, says, in talking about listening to the Pikes, I started less than 3 weeks ago, and I have listened to 167 Pikes so far, including the first 20, which weren't called Pikes. I listened to about 20 per day.
Wow, 20 Pikes a day.
That's 10 hours of Buckethead, dude.
I mean, you can do it.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
not,
like
it's not unfeasible.
So I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. Like, I'm not sure I believe that person anyway. That person's all over Buckethead comment sections and like, I don't believe you listen to 20 Pikes a day, but okay. If you do, come at me. I'm here for it.
I mean, it depends on what they do. Like, if they're like a computer programmer, computer programmers a lot of the time, like, they just listen to music all day. That's it.
That's true. I mean, it does depend on your job, right? Like, when I had the ability to listen to music while I'm working, I would listen to a lot of bullshit. That's for sure.
I wouldn't listen to the same artist.
Yeah, I don't think I would listen to the same. Yeah, not all day. Yeah, a little weird. Almost weird. So, in the same vein, like, we have a lot of people talking about how many fucking albums Buckethead has today, which is, it's important stuff to talk about.
It is.
YouTube user Peter Wurst, and that's spelled like bratwurst.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Yeah, love to see it. Says 4 years ago, there's too much Pikes. I did some calculations. By the time I'm done with all of them, including the ones that are in the creation process while I write this comment, I must become around 250 years old. Well, from now on, daily sports, much sex, lots of vitamins, avoiding stress. I will send you all a postcard from the year 2237.
Sick.
That comment was much like a roller coaster in the sense that I thought it was building to something, and then it fell into nonsense.
How long ago was this?
4 years ago.
They died of COVID.
Oh, shit. I mean, probably not wrong. Shit. Yeah. I don't think that's right, because, like, we are halfway through listening to the Pikes. Happy halfway, by the way.
Oh, halfway
There. Whoa! Listening to Pikes.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck me, that sucked.
That did. That was dog shit.
Speaking of comments that suck, Dr. Jekyll Van Hyde says
we've
6
talked about
years
this guy
ago.
before,
Yeah.
He's a regular.
What the fuck? A few days ago, I talked to friends about how many albums he has already, and now he already released the next one. Holy shit!
Uh-huh.
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah. I can't imagine what it would have been like if you were following the Pikes in 2014 or 2015, when he just starts releasing them every other day, that's got to be difficult. And actually, it's super interesting, doing Buckethead archaeology, especially on the deep Buckethead forum that's associated with Buckethead.tk.
Buckethead archaeology.
Yeah. I mean, because, looking at old forum posts is a sort of cultural archaeology.
It is.
I
I would say anthropology more than anything else.
Well, I think that's what I meant. Archaeology. Yeah. But yeah, so there was a point in time in 2015 in 2015 when people were I think the quality's going down, and some people felt specifically responsible for this, specifically the moderators of the forum.
Mm-hmm.
Which is super interesting, and I think they placed a lot of importance on themselves they didn't really have. But yeah, it was just super weird.
Super weird, dude.
Super weird.
Speaking of super weird, back to YouTube user Dick Charvel 3 years ago, who says, I hate basketball, and when I become president, anyone who plays basketball or likes basketball will be put into a re-education camp.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of...
Didn't I send that to you?
No.
Or, God, I think I screenshotted it because I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it really comes out of nowhere, and it's pretty fucked.
He's like a Hitler for Buckethead. Right? A re-education camp?
Yeah.
That's extreme.
That wording is very fucked. Why don't you just say, they'll be put in jail?
No, why would you incarcerate someone for not liking a certain music?
No, for liking basketball.
Oh, basketball. It's about okay, that makes sense then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Anti-basketball motherfuckers need to die.
No. They're anti-basketball. People that are pro-basketball need to die. Wow, you didn't listen to anything I said, did you?
No.
See, this is why you can't look at the chat while I'm reading the fucking post.
But it's more interesting
It's very
than you,
disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Okay.
No more chat for the rest of this. Then we can get to the chat. But you know what we also need to have?
What do we
need? We need to have some Britain content.
Oh, do we?
We do.
Statements from the Britain Void.
Is it longer now?
Maybe.
God damn it!
I don't know.
It should be like a second. Come on, it's like the bucket fact stinger. Come on.
It's only almost 14 seconds. I'm sorry, it's almost only 18 seconds.
What? Why is it so long?
Because it used to be almost 14 seconds.
Fucking Christ. I hate this so much. The only thing I hate more than that is this text from you, which August 19th, 2020 at 7:28 p.m. you texted me and said, you know what would be fucking cool? A magician-themed salad bar.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Like, oh, you think you have a salad? Check behind your ear, and there's like croutons or something. I don't know.
Like, they're just like, what kind of greens would you like? I guess spinach.
Like mixed salad
Oh
greens.
shoot, we don't have spinach. Oh wait. Oh, what's in my sleeve?
Spinach.
Oh, we have more spinach than you could imagine.
Is that food safe?
Who cares? It's fucking magic, dog. Don't question it.
Magic's always food safe. So to continue into the Britain void,
Oh no.
August 25th, 2020 at 11:32 p.m., you texted me and says, the only thing that makes me come anymore is the intro to Twisted Metal 3.
I mean, I think, doesn't that one have...
It has a Rob Zombie song in it.
I thought it was a White Zombie song.
Oh yeah, probably White Zombie.
Yeah, More
at
Human
that
Than
point.
Human. The...
Oh, okay, yeah.
I believe that is the only song that is in... I actually looked up the Twisted Metal soundtracks the other day. That song is in actually
Okay.
Twisted Metal 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
And then
nice.
Super Beast is in, I believe, 2 and 3.
You know, Rob Zombie does have a
Or 3
very
and 4.
Twisted Metal energy.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's incredibly Twisted Metal.
Like if you were to take Twisted, the rapper from Ice
I like
Psychopathic
this.
Record, and make a metal album with him, it's
Ooh.
basically Rob Zombie record, right?
You're not wrong, actually. That
Yeah.
one actually...
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, I never even really thought about him as, like, Juggalo adjacent, but he kind of is.
Oh, definitely.
He kind of is.
Definitely.
I never
Yeah.
even... Oh, wow.
Much in the same way that Primus is also Juggalo adjacent.
A little. They're
Yeah.
a little bit more molesty.
I would say that Primus, Fish, and Rob Zombie are all Juggalo adjacent.
No, not Fish. Fish doesn't. No. No. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Like all of their fan base, like, does a lot of like whipped cream canisters, but that doesn't make them like the same.
They're the same sort of people that you would find at a gathering. I think you would find at a Fish show. I have a friend who went and worked a 3-day Fish show at the Gorge.
I know.
like a couple weeks
I know
ago.
which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So one of my friends worked that, and she was like,
"Oh my god."
She was like, the people in the crowd were amazing. She was like, me and the other like wait staff, we would take bets on like whether or not the people would pass out or not before the end of the show, because they were like just being like, oh man, it's so good.
God.
It's very dumb. Okay, closing things out today. Because this is a great text. October 19th, 2019. You texted me at 12:26 a.m. and said, I would fuck, marry, or kill Vangelis just for his fucking synth setup.
Oh yeah, I fucking hella would. Vangelis is the best.
Statements from the
Joe Bob and Vangelis.
Joe Bob and Vangelis.
Indeed. Spencer,
Yeah, it's me.
what do you gotta recommend this week?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to talk for a minute about this. I've talked before about one of my favorite bands. Probably, I don't know. I've probably talked about this before, but I've probably talked about Dan Swano. He's one of my favorite musical artists.
The great producer.
Great producer, great multi-instrumentalist. He's played in every Swedish death metal band. Like, I'm serious. Like, find a Swedish death metal band he hasn't played in. Like, please. If you go to his Wikipedia page or his Metal Archives page, it is too long to name all of his bands. He's in so many bands. Yeah. But anyways, amazing musician.
He's basically the Northern European version of like Scott Burns.
Sure. Yeah, in a way.
Like
or an Eric Rutan.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, some
definitely
guy
one of
who's
those
just
guys, yeah.
always been in the scene, and even if he's not playing in your band, he's doing something.
He's recording
for
your band. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's mastering your band. Whatever.
Yeah.
So he's in a ton of bands. He makes a ton of music. I'm a big fan of a lot of his music, specifically the band that he got known for, which was Edge of Sanity. And so I've recently gone back and listened to their discography again. I've listened to their discography many times, but I did it again because I love that band, and they're so fucking good. I just recommend that band in general. Like, if you want to listen to truly, like, a different take on death metal, like, if you're interested in death metal at all and you want to hear a truly unique and different take on it, listen to Edge of Sanity. Even their early albums are much different than some of that other death metal that was coming out at the time. And their later stuff, like starting with 1995's Purgatory Afterglow, which is the album I recommend probably the most as a good starting point for them. They really like push the envelope. I would describe them as a combination of Whitesnake and Entombed. It is unlike anything that I think that exists out there. They have truly unique music, and it's really, really fun, and it's very well produced. And specifically on Purgatory Afterglow, the fucking bass tone on that record is some of the heaviest and most crushing bass I have ever heard. It fucking rules. It is literally just run through like an HM2, but it sounds fucking amazing. They are an HM2 band. And if you don't know what the HM2 is, it's a legendary distortion pedal made by Boss. They'd influenced the death metal and grindcore sound of the 90s and later on the 2000s. And it's very much like that, but
it's a very controversial pedal, I'd say.
Sure.
It is.
I mean, at least in the metal world, it's very well liked.
Yes,
but
in the metal world.
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a pedal with only one use case. And
yeah. It's one of the. It's not a very versatile pedal, I wouldn't say.
Britt, it is not a versatile pedal at all.
No, it makes everything sound a way.
There is only one way to use that pedal, and that is with all of the knobs turned all the way up. And anyone who uses one will tell you the same thing, because that's the sound you want. Trust me, it's the sound. But anyways, listen to 1995's Purgatory Afterglow by Edge of Sanity. It's a fucking sick-ass band. They rule, and you should listen to them. Britt, what you got to recommend me?
God, should I do What Comes at Night?
You can if you want.
No, I was going to do that just... I
like that you observe the things that I watch on your server. You always text me about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I knew it was going to happen too. I was like sitting down and I was just like going to put on something. And I was like, if I put something on, then Britt's going to fucking text me about it. And
so the thing is, I was just adding one of my friends to the server and I accidentally clicked on the window. I'm like, oh, that's a good movie Spencer's watching. Interesting. Maybe I should text him about it. Just fuck with him. But I mean, it's not really fucking with you if you know that. Oh, by the way, thank you for definitely like getting creeps to watch us by having your bare foot in front of the camera like this entire podcast.
Oh, yeah. This is.
I think that was by design.
Yeah. This is Gettin Fetishes, a footcast.
Yeah, speaking of fetishes, what I would recommend is just searching up what is it? It's quicksand fetish forums.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's the worst recommend.
No, it's a good one.
It's pretty funny, though.
It is a funny...
I remember when we were texting pictures of that back and forth a while back.
So weird. So I'm fascinated by like odd fetishism that like I can't understand because like I'm into some weird stuff, but like there's some next level stuff that I'm like, whoa, that's fascinating because like I can't even get a boner to that. Like,
yeah, but like people get like some serious boners when they're sinking in quicksand or just sinking in mud because like quicksand isn't a thing. Like, so it's just them in mud.
Well,
you know,
I mean, there's different types of quicksand. Like quicksand is definitely a thing, but
it's not like
quicksand in the movies. Is not really a thing. But a lot of these folks, as I've learned from spending way too many hours on this message board, but I don't have a quicksand fetish.
Sure you don't.
Shut up.
Maybe you do now.
Maybe I do now.
Yeah.
Maybe I've ingratiated myself into the quicksand fetish community.
Yep.
But a lot of these people like have a quicksand fetish because they watched a movie in their youth where like someone that they find attractive
was like struggling in quicksand.
Yeah, and then they got like their first boner, and then they're like a 50-year-old man who now goes down to Arkansas once a year to go to this. Is it Arkansas or Alabama? So there's this place
down
in one of those areas where there's like 14 different like custom pits basically.
Yeah.
And some of them are like indoors, and they all have like they're climatized differently, and some of them are like mostly just peat moss and mud. Some of them are actually sand.
So this place, like, it is geared toward fetishists
100%
specifically.
So this is where like 95% of quicksand fetish videos are filmed.
Oh, so I have not seen any videos. Yeah,
there's so many videos and pictures.
I've seen the pictures. I've never seen the videos. The pictures was just like some dude with a boner like sinking into mud, and I was like, all right.
Oh, there's a lot more with women.
Okay,
but yeah, the community is expansive, and if you spend enough time on that forum, you will find exactly what you are looking for or exactly what you are avoiding.
I'm not sure I'm looking for any of that, Britt.
Exactly what you're avoiding. Yeah, okay. I mean, it is something. I just recommend looking into fetishes that bewilder you.
Yeah, you could do that.
It's super interesting.
It is interesting.
Super interesting.
Tight.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think it's that time again.
Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke.
So we're doing something entirely different for bucket jokes today.
Oh,
and
yes.
There's a reason for this.
I'm so ready. Well, I think I'm ready. Am I ready?
As of recording this, we're 2 or 3 days out from one of my personal comedic heroes leaving this world.
That's true.
Norm Macdonald.
A hero. R.I.P. to a real one.
A real one.
A real motherfucker.
I was fortunate enough to see him with my brother probably back in 2014 or something like that.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Just the funniest guy.
Truly. Like, I remember bonding with you specifically over his stand-up, because I remember when I first started hanging out with you, you and Scott were both really into the idea of like, anti-comedy and stuff that was like pushing the boundaries of comedy. And one of those people specifically was Norm Macdonald.
Oh, absolutely. Norm Macdonald has always been a oddly, I mean, he's the fucking king of deadpan, like the American king of deadpan.
Oh, for sure.
Canadian, but just the best. So, because of that, and because we bonded over that, what you're talking about is the roast of Bob Saget specifically was like
it's so good.
A moment where like it became clear to everyone that Norm Macdonald is a fucking comic genius. So basically,
for sure.
What happened is, in a roast you make fun of folks, and what he did was he found an old joke book that his dad gave him from the 1940s called like Jokes for Retirement. And he just like copied jokes out of there and told them and just roasted him with jokes from the 1940s.
That rules.
So what I did this week is I spent about 5 or 6 hours yesterday pouring through joke books from anywhere between the 1900s and the 1940s. And so today I'm going to roast Spenser using entirely old jokes.
Okay, let's do it. So let's go crazy angle for this.
Okay, so a colored man. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god! Whoa! Not so cool, Britt. We're not doing that.
So seriously, like the first line I read in any of these jokes books was a colored man, and I'm like, nope. Skip that one. Like, so I'd say at least 50% of these joke books, and most of the joke books printed between 1900 and 1920.
Let me guess, incredibly racist.
Yeah, and they're called minstrel joke books because they're made for like minstrel performances and like, vaudeville, minstrel, blackface stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they're horrific.
Cool. Just all the good stuff from that time period, you know?
Just,
all the good.
The golden age.
Golden age, yeah.
So, Spenser and I, we took the ferry the other day, right? He asked
what?
if I knew if carbolic acid sprinkled on a biscuit was good for seasickness. I told him to try it without the biscuit.
What's carbolic acid?
When Spenser was born, his mother called all her relations to apologize.
Whoa!
Hey.
Not wrong. But
in all seriousness, there was a deep personal tragedy in Spenser's youth.
Tragedy. Yes.
Tragedy. He was born.
Hey, that's true. That's true.
But when he was born, He was so ugly they had to diaper his face. Wowza.
Yeah, they still have to do that.
But seriously,
every time I go to the Tool show.
Regardless of how he looks, Spenser here is a hound dog, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Real rich for the ladies, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day I saw him with someone, but didn't want to bother him. So I calls him up the next day, and I says, "Hey, Spence, what girl did I see you necking with last night?" And he says, "What time was it? Hey!" Oh.
Yeah, I'm a real horn dog.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what they call me.
Really, though, Spenser here has the manners of a gentleman, which is how I know they don't belong to him. Hey!
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but as I'm sure you might be able to see if you're watching the feed, Spenser here wears glasses. 'Cause he's very, very nearsighted. Once he lost
really?
them... Well, shut up. Once he lost them, and I found him knitting a sweater out of spaghetti.
Whoa. There's spaghetti on my knitting already.
This was...
Let's just move on.
Yeah, there's a great joke in there.
In there, yeah. It's not for us to suss it out.
Oh, yeah. So Spenser here was doing really well learning how to drive, but then he took a turn for the worse.
Okay.
We don't talk about it much, but Spenser here sure has a face for podcasting.
Yeah.
He's so ugly,
Yeah.
he could make onions cry. You know, I thought of you the other day, Spenser. Yeah, it reminded me I needed to take out the waste bin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I remind people of garbage. That's what I'm that's what I'm trying to do.
Waste bin. Specific waste bin. Waste bin.
I'm glad I remind people of waste bins.
As some of you know here, and as you might be able to see next to him, Spenser here plays the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the other day he showed me a track he recorded and asked, "What do you think of my execution?" I told him, "I'm in favor of it." Oh! Boom! Kill him!
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Really, though.
Ready to die.
Spenser's nobody's fool.
Yeah.
He's a freelancer. Hey! Seriously.
Jokes are horrible.
When Spenser was in school, he wasn't a great student, but he did excel at recess.
And that's true.
Yeah.
Except for that one time I got sent home because these girls claimed that I called them bastards, but I didn't. But they were bastards.
Were they cops?
No.
No. I bet they are
Maybe
now.
they are now, yeah,
I
probably.
bet, yeah. But as you said, you really did have some trouble in school. Enough that they made you stand in the corner. But not because you did anything wrong, but because of your face. Oh! Oh.
Yeah, they did. That happened, yeah.
Yeah. So we tried trading segments the other day. Spence did the jokes, and I did the YouTube comments. So when he was done, he says, "I can tell the jokes just fine, but I don't know what I should do with my hands when I'm telling them." And I said, "Maybe you should put them over your stinking mouth."
Bucket joke. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow, what a show.
That was definitely a show.
Well, that was definitely a show.
That was the Daily Show.
Well, we did it. We're here.
We did. Happy Yom Kippur, everybody. Actually, no, it's over now. Sorry.
Oh,
It was.
fuck.
It was. I guess it ended as soon as we started the podcast. That was probably sundown, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I
sundown.
fucked up. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
I really fucked up our Yom Kippur podcast. Yom Kapodcast.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Yeah. Oh fuck! I forgot.
What?
Damn it! I forgot for Bucket Void. We got a voicemail.
Oh, we did.
We got a voicemail.
I can edit it in.
You gonna
dog.
edit it back in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to. I was gonna edit it though. I think it's kind of long.
That's fine. I can edit it.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I mean, and it'll be fun for a reaction. I like that we got a voicemail. It's super fun.
I know it is super fun.
If you want to take a break, I can read some jokes.
Yeah, read some jokes, Grid.
All right. So, the circus giant was only 10 feet tall. He smoked when he was a kid. I knew Tom Thumb back when he was only a pinky. Even his jokes about old jokes are old. It's a TV slogan. When the show must go off. What?
Yeah.
It's the woman who pays and pays, but look whose money she uses. Talking about broads, am I right? What's up with them broads?
Okay, now, I'm going to do a little intro. Okay, so in addition to Bucket Void comments that we source from the internet, we also have a phone number that you can call if you want to leave us a voicemail. And somebody did.
Yes.
So, if you want to leave us a voicemail before we listen to this one, you can do that. We have a phone number. It's 425-310-2416, and this is the voicemail we got from Kyle.
Hello, this is Kyle from PA. And this is my first time calling a podcast, let alone a Bucketcast. But I'm one of the 5 viewers, so I guess I can tell this is a mistake already. So I wanted to share a Buckethead concert story I had that's pretty relevant to the podcast.
Sick.
So back in about 2018, my wife and I went to see him, and this is our second time seeing the Bucket. And it was up in Warrendale, which is a little bit north of Pittsburgh. So we were at this little bar place. It was a pretty nice venue, and lots of little bar seating around it. We got there pretty early, and we were almost right against the stage, and there was this group of teenage girls with a family in front of us. Mm-hmm. And there was about 3 girls, and they all had pink Buckethead masks and the whole get up, with the
fucking rocks.
Sick.
And, the show went on. There was this kind of creepy guy in front of us who was talking to girls and giving them this bag of earplugs that he just had in his pocket, and he's like, "You gotta protect your young ears," and his wife's
that's fine.
So what's interesting is that a few days later, I looked up the set list and everything. I was looking on YouTube, and I found a couple of videos of the concert we were at, and the one video I could kind of see myself in front, and there was a comment down there from one of the little girls that said "Oh my God, we were there, we had so much fun," and all this stuff. And I click on their profile, and she uploads a bunch of, 13-year-old bullshit, troll videos and stuff. And I click on the one, and it's her in that pink Buckethead mask playing in the background Megadeth, Sweating Bullets.
Yes!
That fucking rocks!
Hello, me. It's me again.
And as far as the actual concert goes, it's a pretty good time. We played a lot of old stuff. A few Pikes. I remember the encore he played Coupon, which is one of the 200 Pikes.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was extremely tired because he played 3 15-minute songs in a row for the encore. But I guess as far as the podcast goes, have you guys seen Buckethead live? And
no,
do you have any stories about it? Thanks, guys. Love you.
Thanks, homie.
Thanks,
that was
Kyle.
Thanks,
that was
Kyle.
Awesome.
That was a great
really
email. That was a great
it.
voicemail. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the idea of young children listening to Sweating Bullets because it is the weirdest piece of popular media from the 90s. It is so fucking strange and also iconic in a weird way. And
it's a song made for weird dudes in their late 30s, I feel.
Yeah, but unfortunately, people are oh, this is accepted canon of popular culture. This song was huge, so
it was.
It's just normal now, but it's not a normal song. It's fucking weird.
It's super weird,
but
and
it's great.
Video,
I love it.
Just,
the video is the video is even. I think the song's iconic nature is almost intrinsically tied to the video itself
100%.
Because the video is it's such a cool video.
Yeah.
It's a very well directed video.
It's stupid.
But it's a cool music video. It looks cool.
But it is also stupid.
It's incredibly stupid, but it's great. But no, unfortunately, we actually haven't seen Buckethead live. We've both had ample opportunities, but
it's before we were really bucket bots.
Before we were bucket pilled.
Suffice to say, when he goes on tour again,
yeah, we're gonna hit up a couple shows.
Oh,
at least.
definitely.
And we'll get some crowd interviews.
100%.
Yeah.
We will at least see him if he's here in Portland. We'll see him both those places.
Yeah, even Vancouver potentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up, if Canada's open by then, I mean, I'd go far enough as I don't know, Spokane to see him.
Sure. Yeah.
But I can't
Wow,
imagine he
imagine
plays
a bucket truck
Spokane
weekend, yeah.
not here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
That was
yeah.
wonderful. Thanks,
That was
Kyle.
wonderful. Thanks, Kyle. We love that.
We'll keep putting the number in the thing.
Yeah. Anyways, Britt, where can we follow you on the internet?
You can find me at Dog Vorbis.
Nice.
Where can I find you, Spenser?
I would say just go to my website, spenser.zone. That's
Hell yeah.
SPENSER.
Spenser with 2 S's.
SP.
No C's.
As I said,
No C's.
SPENSER.ZONE. There's links to all my stuff there.
You know how I tell people, I'm like, Spenser, spelled like Spencer for hire. And they're like,
what the fuck
what's
is that?
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you know Avery Brooks, the guy who played Benjamin Sisko in Star Trek Deep Space Nine? Duh. The show he was on before Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Spencer for hire, you ding dong.
Yep.
Yeah, I do the same
Big
thing.
ding dong energy.
Yeah, big ding dong energy, for sure. But anyways, yeah, that's where you can follow me. Anyways.
This has been Britain.
And this has been Spenser. You've been listening to Gettin' Head, a
Bucketcast. I'm sorry?
I almost said Bucket
I know,
Void.
I know. I know you did.
You've been listening to Gettin' Head,
a Bucketcast. Stay greasy, Bucketheads.
Namaste.